Welcome back to the channel. Today I am back with something a little bit special, a little bit different. Today I'm going to be looking at this 30th anniversary pair of Reebok Classic times PlayStation, and this is for the 30th anniversary of the PlayStation console. I think it's worth saying straight away, I'm not particularly a gamer. I do have a PlayStation 5 and I have owned various PlayStations over the years. I'm more kind of a streetwear person, so I'm more interested in this collab from the Reebok point of view. But as I am getting older, I am understanding how much kind of nostalgia really appeals to me. And it's one of the main reasons why I got into trainers in the first place. I was into trainers when I was really young, and obviously I've been a gamer since I was really young. My first real experiences of gaming really came from the early consoles. I can remember back in the day having an Atari, the one where you put the kind of console in, and had the one that had Space Invaders. And then as I got a bit older, we had an Atari ST, and I loved all those games. I really spent a lot of time on my Atari, and it wasn't years later till I got consoles. So in 1995, I wasn't really all over console gaming or gaming at all. But I knew when I saw the collab announced that Reebok would do a really good job. So I'm interested to have got this pair in hand and to look at some of the details and the way in which they've gone about the collab, because I don't know really much about it, and this is the first time I've had it in hand. I won these in a raffle, and I just want to share what the trainers are like with you. So if this is the kind of thing that interests you, please don't forget at the end of the video to like, subscribe, and drop a comment if you're interested. Right, let's have a look at some of the details. So before I unbox it, I think it is worth talking a little bit about the way in which this trainer was released. So PlayStation have put the collab on 3 different silhouettes. One is an Omni Pump Lite, I think. One is an Insta Pump Fury, and this one here, which is a Workout Plus. There is a pack you can get with all 3 of those trainers, and I think that retailed for about £500. And also each of those individual trainers was released in a particular place. So I think, I can't remember which region, I think it might be in America, got the Omni Pump, and somewhere else got the Insta Pump Fury, maybe Japan, and then in the UK we got the Workout Plus. And the Workout Plus was only sold in one particular shop, and that shop in the UK was End Clothing, which is based in Newcastle. So this is a really limited release. It wasn't like you could go to multiple retail outlets and buy this trainer. I was interested in that as a concept because that doesn't happen so much, I don't think, nowadays. Most collabs are kind of available in a range of shops. I was really glad that it was on the Workout Plus, because that's a trainer that I definitely associate with growing up in London as being a really popular shoe. The white classic Workout Plus, I think, has been a staple. It was when I was growing up. I don't think it is so much now, but I was really pleased to see that PlayStation collaborated on that model for the UK. I entered a raffle and I was lucky enough to win a size 11. So let's have a look at some of the details. This is such a nice box. I want to give it justice. It's way nicer than any other trainer box that I have in terms of trying to match it to what a PlayStation box might look like. So you can see the imaging you've got here. You've got the yellow side on this side that says Reebok with the Reebok symbols. It's got the date at the bottom, 29th of the 9th, 1995. I can remember I wasn't living in London at the time, I was studying in 1995. Both sides have kind of picture of the Reebok Workout Plus. You have the PlayStation logo in a corner, you have the classic logo underneath there, and it says limited edition Workout Plus. Underneath, I guess you just have normal kind of details. And then on the right hand side here, it just says Workout Plus Unisex Training Grey. Size is UK 11, which I'll talk a little bit more about in terms of sizing later on in the video. This is as close I would get to a kind of unboxing as I used to do when I was much newer into trainer reviewing. When you open it up, you have this kind of patterning here, which has lots of images of the console. Then you have the trainer itself. I'm doing this with kid gloves because it is so nice. Don't want to mash anything up. Then you have this kind of grey box with all the PlayStation symbols on one side, around 3 sides of it. You have a trainer in white here, got the Workout Plus there, and on the other side you have PlayStation and Reebok there. All right, so then this opens up like this, and the trainer is wrapped. A lot of wrapping. Okay, so here you have it. And the first impression is in the quality of the leather. It's super nice. Really, really nice. Wow. Lots of interesting detailing here. These are really nice. These are really nice. They were £145, which is much more expensive for a Reebok Workout Plus than normal. I would say you can get Workout Pluses for about £80, £90 normally. So there's a lot more on the retail price of this, but this is a limited pair and the quality of materials is really nice. You can see here some of the details that I've noticed straight away are that you have normally where you'd have Reebok and the Union Jack flag, you've got PlayStation and the PlayStation logo. It is in the same grey colour as the original PlayStation console. Underneath we have the normal outsole that you would have with a Reebok Workout Plus. And the midsole here looks aged to me, which would obviously link in with it being a 30th anniversary. We have some beautiful metal aglets on the laces. I love aglets on the laces. I think that just is a nice touch that makes a pair of trainers look much more sophisticated. On the tongue, we have the kind of Reebok logo with the coloured section which denotes the colours of the PlayStation branding. On the back of the tongue you have PlayStation memory card, and then inside you have the same pattern that you have on the part of the box on the inside with the PlayStation logo, the triangle, the circle, and this is the right shoe. Spare pair of laces which are like a rope pair of laces with aglets on them as well. The spare laces are darker and rope laces. The lace that comes with are flatter and a lighter grey. I have to say the leather on these is something else, really, really nice. So it's a very similar story on the other shoe. I'll show all these details on the B-roll. Memory card on the back of the tongue, same again. Only difference is here is that you get these, and another of the nice features that you get are these, I guess these might be debrays or things that you can put onto the laces, and you have the metal sort of symbols of the PlayStation. So you've got the triangle, the circle, the square, and then you also have the Reebok symbol as well. And then in the other bag, you get these lace locks. These are rubber, actually rubber, and their little PlayStation. Quite a nice touch. You've got Sony there as well. So I think the price is reasonable for a collab that is this special. I do feel like with all the extras, it does justify that elevated price point. I think that if you're a fan of PlayStation and a fan of Reebok, then these are perfect for you. So I think the pricing is reasonable. In terms of sizing, in my experience, Workout Pluses and Reebok, I find them a little bit challenging, I have to say. So I've got loads of pairs of the Reebok Ventilator. They fit me as a size 10. My normal size is a UK 10.5 or a UK 11, mostly a UK 11. So most of the Nike that I wear are in a UK 11. But in different brands and in different silhouettes, I will be a 10.5. For most shoes like Clark's, I also go with a 10.5, but if they're kind of dress shoes, I go for a 10. So I'm anywhere between a 10 and an 11. Generally, I'm an 11. I've had multiple Reebok workouts over the years, and the size I would go for is a 10.5, but I found over time that is a little bit too tight, so I've opted for the 11, which unfortunately I find a little bit big, or I have done in the past. That's part of the reason why I've sold all the Workout Pluses that I've had previously, even though I've really loved them. I used to have a lovely pair of Hannon Reebok Workout Pluses, belly, but they were a favourite pair, but I had to get rid of them in the end because they were uncomfortable. I didn't really wear them. I've gone for an 11 in this pair, and they fit okay. They're a little bit roomy at a size 11. I think maybe if there was some kind of like a 10 3/4, that'd be perfect for me. But I think I would definitely rather have a little bit of room than to be a little bit too tight. So I would go for your true to size, probably on the slightly larger edge of whatever your true to size might be. So I've gone for a UK 11, they fit fine. And it's a really old shoe, but it's comfortable. It's as comfortable with things like a Gazelle Indoor or any of the Adidas Specials or those simple 80s models, 70s or 80s models. That's what this is. I think it's an 80s trainer. It doesn't feel incredibly comfortable, but it's also not uncomfortable. It's just a basic trainer. It's not uncomfortable. So I think in terms of comfort and fit, stay true to size and just be prepared for the fact that it's not got soft cushioning. So some other details apart from the materials, we've got the aged midsole, we've got the lovely suede all over here, the PlayStation hit. Rear of the trainer is completely greyed out, no kind of symbolism on the back. You've got no real contrast stitching. It's essentially just a dark grey and grey trainer, and I think that's okay. I think it's simple. It's on the theme of the PlayStation, so I don't think you need bells and whistles, and I think they've done a good job with making this trainer look clearly like it is an anniversary piece. They're currently going for at least £100 over retail on resale sites, And I'm hoping that that price might come down, because I would really like the people who want this trainer to be able to get them, you know, fans of kind of nostalgia, fans of the PlayStation, fans of Reebok. I think it's a lovely collector's item, the kind of thing that if you're a fan of the PlayStation or Reebok, you could buy. You might just have it on your wall, but I do advocate wearing your shoes. I think it speaks to that nostalgia, you know, being around at the time when the Workout Plus was kind of one of the in trainers, and also being around, seeing the advent and kind of growth of like the console culture and gaming culture. I think this kind of celebrates that, and it's a really great trainer. So I would recommend it if you're in the market for something like this, something a little bit quirky, something a little bit different. So I hope you enjoyed the video. As always, if you've got anything you want to say, drop it in the comments. If you like the video, please share it, please give it a thumbs up. Hopefully you might even consider subscribing to my channel, because I do like to think that the trainers that I review are slightly different to the norm. Not always the Jordans, not always the mainstream stuff, but stuff like this, which I think is more interesting and a bit more care and attention has gone into the release of. So if this is what you like, please subscribe. I will see you on the next one. Peace.